Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Potential Unleashed. We're back with another video. This chapter is chapter 1031 titled Soldier of Science. Let's get into it. We had a beautiful cover page. It has every first commander on it. So Rayleigh, Ben Beckman, King, Katakuri, Killer, I believe Shirayu's on there, which is important because Burgess is the official captain of the first ship. We have Beppo, I believe Sabo, Marco, and Zoro smack dead in the middle. And I actually got spoiled for this cover page. It was all over TikTok, all over Instagram. Usually I don't get spoiled for stuff when it comes to One Piece. I'm not mad at it, not really. Cover pages, they're important, but not really that important. It is a dope cover page, and I'm very happy that we got some Zoro love on it, and that it decided who's the second strongest, or who's really the right hands of the Pirate King. There was some miscommunication when it came to some characters. Then we cut back to Big Mom versus Kid and Law. Big Mom is still unconscious, where Law, he asks Kid, how does his power work? He's like, I'm not going to tell you, but basically Law deduced that the magnetic fruit allows him to assign a field of magnetism. And the reason why Kid's not going to tell him, one, that's going to be his enemy in the future when they survive this, or if they survive this. And number two, well, that's just Kid personality. He doesn't want to do that. And so Big Mom, she comes out of the wreckage and she starts using her soul pocus, I believe that's what it's called, where basically she takes the souls of her opponents or her enemies, and if they fear her, then that's when she was able to take their soul, similar to Whole Cake Island, how Jinbei, he didn't fear her, he gave her back the sake cup. But if she does that, she takes their soul and she uses it and puts it on different homies, where she's so pissed that she even decides to use 1 year of her life, and she gets bigger and she's like, hey, alright, I underestimated you guys. You guys are kind of strong. You guys are kind of monsters, so I'm gonna get for real this time. I'll show you what it is to be an emperor. She says that she hasn't been this damaged in decades, so it shows that Kid and Law, that they're putting in work against a Yonko, and she's like, let's do this, and Law's like, oh shoot, we're finna die, and Kid's like, I don't care what's going on, we're not holding back no more, we're about to take down a Yonko this season, so I cannot wait to see how they're going to use their awakenings even more chrome, and we don't really know what it's called, but his assign, I think that's what it is. So I cannot wait to see how they're going to incorporate that more into their fight, and how long they'll last, and how the heck are they going to defeat her. I really cannot wait to see that. Next, we cut to Apoo and Drake again. They are fighting, and instead, in the last time they were talking this time, Apoo's like, hey, I thought we were talking. He's like, nah, Chi, there ain't no talking. And so Drake, he's like, I'm gonna repay what happened, or I'm gonna repay Straw Hat for what he's done. So he has to take down Apoo. I'm pretty happy. I cannot wait for this man to die. Apoo is so annoying. He's one of my least favorite, not just One Piece characters, but anime characters in general. Then we also see Yamato. She runs to where Apoo is, and so Apoo, the snake that he is, he's like, oh well, I'm losing this fight, so let me go try to get on Yamato's side. He's like, yo, Yamato over here, come on, we're allies. Drake is an enemy. And so she attacks Drake, and Drake's like, no, I'm not an enemy, I love Kaido too. She's like, a word? She's like, okay, well, both of you guys left Kaido, that's great, that's good and all, but I have to go because there's about to be an explosion and we could all die. So then she dips, and so Apoo, he's like, wait, no, Yamato, get back here. And so basically they're trying to chase after Yamato, which I find funny. And the way that Drake deduced Apoo's attacks work, basically, you have to be within his line of sight, and you have to hear his music in order for the attacks to work. Next, we cut to Brook and Robin. They're running away from CP0. At first, I didn't know in the last chapter or the chapters before this if they noticed them, but they do. And so Brook is holding Robin, running away, because we know, more likely than not, in passing times, the crew does tell each other about past adventures or whatever. So Brook obviously probably knows what happened at Ennis Lobby, and he was also at Whole Cake Island, so he knows how important Robin is and how there's going to be some strong people going after her. So he's running with her, and she's like, hey, they're from CP0, we saw them at Dressrosa, and even among the elite, the masked ones, they're in a tier of their own. So looks like this is who Brook's going to be fighting. I cannot wait. Hopefully something doesn't happen to Nico Robin. I don't want her to get taken again. I feel like that we don't need another Ennis Lobby situation. Here is probably the best part of the chapter, Sanji versus Queen, or Sanji learning more about himself in German. I said this a while ago. I'm pretty happy that Sanji did awaken his devil fruit, his exoskeleton, and it's becoming more like Germa, because I wanted to see that internal struggle that he has with himself. And this is it. Basically, while Sanji was running away, he ran into this woman when she looked like she was crying for help, and she was lost. And then he said he blacked out, and the next moment he sees is that she's covered in blood and she's crying, which we could deduce, or Sanji believes, that he ended up hitting a woman. And so, which is crazy because Sanji doesn't do that. And so Sanji, he's like, well, Luffy, which version do you want for me? As the king of the pirates, do you think it's best if I remain myself and I don't hit women, or I can become a soldier of science that basically I can attack anybody that you want on any order to? And he's like, Luffy, I don't know which one's the right answer, but I'm gonna choose for myself. And he then destroys the raid suit. I'm like, what the fluff? Oda, you ain't gonna get me though. That raid suit ain't even destroyed. I don't believe it, because in the cover page we had Sanji incorporating the Diablo Jamba into his raid suit, and we have yet to see that yet. And realistically, I know power scaling, authors don't care about that, but in terms of power scaling, there is no way in heck Sanji can defeat Queen but even with his power in base form. I don't think Sanji should stand a chance against Queen. So hopefully he ends up getting that back. I really want to see him, or we barely saw that thing. Alright, so I don't think it's time for him to get rid of it. I understand why he got rid of it. I'm not saying that he made the wrong decision, but I do think he made the wrong decision because Queen would destroy him. And apparently, after Law teleported him and Zoro down to Sanji slipped into Den Mushi. And we said, I do this every time. Even when I'm talking to my friends, I'll be like, mushy mushy. So he was like, mushy mushy. Zoro's like, what's going on, man? And so Sanji, he says he slipped one in there just in case Zoro is dying somewhere and he got lost. Which makes sense because Zoro is going to be going through hell when he's done fighting King or whatever else he does during this arc. And so he basically tells Zoro, he's like, hey, we're going to defeat these beast pirates, but let me lose myself. I want you to cut me down. And Zoro's like, what? He's like, cut me down? He's like, I don't know what you're talking about, but okay, but you better not die before he meets him again, because Zoro, that's something Zoro's looking forward to. In their own way, basically, Zoro's like, Sanji, I don't know what the fluff you're going on or what's going through, but don't die. And he's like, alright, before I see you again. That's pretty much what happened. It's very wholesome, but they got to interact in their own way. And then Queen's like, Sanji, what the fluff are you doing, man? And then Sanji vanished, like, oh, did you actually use some of the raids? And he's like, no. And so Sanji ended up teleporting, or because of such high speeds, and he hits Queen with a Diablo Jamba attack called Hell's Memories, and that's where the chapter leaves off. Really good chapter. I love the Sanji interaction. I love the beginning with, I forget what Big Mom and the two Supernova. I love that. The Apoo stuff I really don't like, so that dropped it a point. Chapter spot a 9 out of 10. I cannot wait to see how Sanji would take down Queen. Like I said, I personally, you ain't fooling me. There is no way that raid suit is destroyed. Alright, I don't believe it, and until this arc is over, I'm gonna say it's not destroyed. But let me know your guys' thoughts about it in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out a new video. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. It's on the screen in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.